Get ready to witness the most heart-pounding high-speed police chases ever caught on Dashcam. These are the moments you wouldn't believe if they weren't filmed. We're talking about twisted metal, screeching tires, and the thin blue line standing between chaos and control. From the crowded streets of downtown LA to the desolate stretches of desert highway, these chases will have you on the edge of your seat. We've compiled the most shocking, the most intense, the most unbelievable police pursuits ever recorded, so strap yourselves in because we're about to take you on a wild ride. We start in the concrete jungle of downtown LA. It's rush hour, the streets are packed, and suddenly, a red sedan comes screaming through, weaving in and out of traffic like a runaway roller coaster. The police are in hot pursuit, sirens blaring, lights flashing, but the driver is desperate and pushing this car to its absolute limit. He's running red lights, squeezing between cars, narrowly missing pedestrians. This isn't just reckless driving, this is a one-man demolition derby, and the innocent drivers around him are just obstacles in his path. The officers are doing their best to keep up, but this guy is driving like he's in a video game, completely disregarding the safety of everyone around him. The tension is palpable, you can almost taste the fear in the air. One wrong move, one miscalculation, and this could turn into a tragedy. We've seen it happen before, and it's not something you easily forget. But these officers, they're trained for this, they're focused, determined to stop this maniac before anyone gets hurt. This next chase takes us from the city streets to the open highway, but the intensity only escalates. A black motorcycle, a blur of chrome and leather, screams down the asphalt, leaving a trail of dust and the angry roar of its engine in its wake. The speedometer is pushing triple digits, the wind whipping past the rider's helmet. He's weaving through traffic, splitting lanes, dicing with death at every turn. The pursuing officers are struggling to keep up, their sirens just a faint wail against the roar of the motorcycle's engine. This isn't just a chase, it's a high-speed ballet, a deadly dance between predator and prey. But even the most skilled dancer can make a mistake. And on the highway, at these speeds, mistakes are fatal. The motorcycle, pushing its limits, loses control for a split second. It's all it takes. Metal meets asphalt with a sickening crunch, and the rider is thrown from the bike, tumbling head over heels down the highway. It's a brutal reminder of the fragility of life, the thin line between freedom and disaster. This chase begins with a simple traffic stop. A beat-up pickup truck, its paint faded, and its license plate dangling precariously, gets pulled over for a broken taillight. But as the officer approaches the vehicle, the driver hits the gas, and the chase is on. The truck careens through the streets, a battered battering ram smashing its way through the city. The officer, caught off guard, jumps back into his cruiser, and gives chase. As the pursuit continues, we learn that the truck is stolen, adding another layer of danger to this already volatile situation. The driver, clearly desperate, is playing a dangerous game of chicken with innocent drivers, running red lights, ignoring stop signs, and driving the wrong way down one-way streets. The officer, aware of the stolen vehicle and the potential danger the driver poses to the public, is forced to make split-second decisions, weighing the need to apprehend the suspect against the safety of the community. This is the reality our officers face every day, putting their lives on the line to protect and serve. Chapter 4. A City Under Siege. Imagine this. You're enjoying a quiet evening at home when suddenly the air is filled with the piercing wail of sirens. You look outside and your street is flooded with police cars, lights flashing, tires screeching. That's what happened in this next chase, where a single suspect managed to bring an entire city to a standstill. It all started with a routine traffic violation, but when the driver refused to pull over, things quickly spiraled out of control. Multiple police units were called in, and the chase became a game of cat and mouse, weaving through city streets, onto highways, and even into residential neighborhoods. Helicopters circled overhead, their spotlights illuminating the fleeing vehicle, adding to the surreal and chaotic scene. The suspect, driving erratically and recklessly, showed no regard for the safety of the officers or the public. But the police, working together with precision and determination, coordinated their movements, using their vehicles to box in the suspect and bring the chase to a safe, albeit dramatic, conclusion. Chapter 5. Playground Peril. The sound of children's laughter, the squeak of swings, the carefree joy of a sunny afternoon in the park, all shattered by the screech of tires and the desperate cries of, "Get down!" This is the terrifying reality of a high-speed chase that spills into a residential neighborhood. A stolen SUV, driven by a suspect with no regard for human life, barrels down quiet streets past homes with white picket fences and manicured lawns. The driver, high on something, is swerving erratically, narrowly missing parked cars and terrified pedestrians. Children playing in their front yards scatter as the SUV speeds past, their innocent laughter replaced by screams of fear. The pursuing officers, their hearts pounding with a mixture of adrenaline and dread, know that one wrong move, one miscalculation, could have devastating consequences. This isn't some Hollywood action movie, this is real life, with real dangers and real consequences. Chapter 6. Wrong way down a one-way street. Imagine this. You're driving down the road following all the rules when suddenly, headlights appear in your lane, coming straight at you. That's the terrifying reality of facing a wrong-way driver, a situation made even more dangerous when that driver is also fleeing from the police. In this chase, a desperate suspect, determined to escape at any cost, makes the reckless decision to drive against the flow of traffic. Headlights become blinding flashes of light as oncoming cars swerve to avoid a head-on collision. Horns blare, tires screech, and the air fills with the smell of burning rubber. The pursuing officers, their sirens wailing, are forced to navigate this chaotic scene, trying to apprehend the suspect while also protecting innocent drivers. Every second is a gamble, every decision a life-or-death calculation. The wrong-way driver is a missile of metal and mayhem, a danger to himself and everyone else on the road. Sometimes a high-speed chase doesn't end with a bang but with a desperate scramble on foot. In this case, after a heart-stopping pursuit through city streets, the suspect's vehicle, a beat-up sedan with smoke billowing from its engine, finally gives up the ghost. But the chase is far from over. The suspect, adrenaline pumping, bursts from the stalled car and makes a run for it, disappearing down a dark alleyway. The pursuing officers, their own adrenaline surging, are right behind him, their heavy boots pounding the pavement. The chase takes them through backyards, over fences, and down narrow alleyways, a desperate game of hide-and-seek with real-life consequences. The suspect, desperate for freedom, is like a cornered animal, unpredictable and dangerous. But the officers, their training kicking in, are relentless in their pursuit, determined to bring this chase to a safe conclusion. Picture this. You're strolling through the heart of the city, enjoying the sights and sounds of urban life, when suddenly, the peaceful atmosphere is shattered by the roar of an engine and the piercing wail of sirens. That's the scene in our next chase, where a routine traffic stop escalates into a high-speed pursuit through the busiest part of town. Pedestrians scatter as a sports car, its engine screaming in defiance, races through the crowded streets, dodging taxis, buses, and delivery trucks with reckless abandon. The driver, a young man with a wild look in his eyes, seems to be enjoying the chaos he's creating, treating the city like his own personal obstacle course. But the officers, their faces grim, know that this is no game. They're acutely aware of the innocent lives at stake, the pedestrians and drivers who are now caught in the crossfire of this high-speed chase. Some suspects facing the long arm of the law choose to surrender peacefully. Others, driven by desperation or delusion, decide to fight back. This chase falls into the latter category, a terrifying display of aggression and disregard for human life. The suspect, behind the wheel of a stolen SUV, turns his vehicle into a weapon, ramming police cruisers, attempting to spin them out, and using his car as a battering ram to clear a path through the pursuing officers. The officers, their training kicking in, are forced to take evasive maneuvers, dodging the out-of-control SUV while trying to maintain their composure and bring the situation under control. It's a delicate dance, a high-stakes game of chess where one wrong move could have deadly consequences. The air crackles with tension, the screech of tires a constant reminder of the danger lurking within those twisted pieces of metal. Our final chase ends not with a bang, but with a tense silence. A standoff between a desperate suspect and the unwavering forces of law enforcement. The chase, which began as a routine traffic stop, has escalated into a multi-hour ordeal, with the suspect, holed up in a stolen vehicle, refusing to surrender. The air is thick with tension, the silence broken only by the occasional muffled command from the police negotiators and the whirring of helicopter blades overhead. The suspect, his face hidden from view, is a ticking time bomb, his motives unclear, his next move uncertain. The officers, their faces etched with fatigue and determination, maintain their positions, their weapons drawn but not fired, hoping for a peaceful resolution. Time seems to stand still, each tick of the clock ratcheting up the pressure, the possibility of violence hanging heavy in the air. This is the reality of a standoff, a battle of wills fought in the shadow of uncertainty. These chases are a stark reminder of the dangers law enforcement officers face every day. They put their lives on the line to protect our communities, chasing down criminals, facing down danger, and often making split-second decisions that could mean the difference between life and death. These chases are also a stark reminder of the consequences of reckless and criminal behavior. The suspects in these videos made the choice to flee from the police, putting themselves and countless innocent lives at risk. Stay safe and always remember to pull over for emergency vehicles. Thanks for watching and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more incredible footage.